My name is Hellen, Hellen Nadine. And because I am deaf people have a culture. You need to have a sign name. So my sign name is that, a H on your eyebrow. And I come from Kisumu County, in Kenya. So I'm a very, very hardworking woman, and also very, very ambitious. So being deaf doesn't have a special meaning. So I'm just like any other person. Uh, the only thing I cannot do is that I cannot hear any sound. So I don't have a difference with any other person. I was born hearing to start with, and then later on, I think I was 8 years old. That is when I became deaf. That is when I realized that I'm going to be different. Why? Because people were talking, and I could talk. I'm deaf, yes, but I could talk. So I realized that if I cannot hear any sound, the same way other people are hearing sound, but then again, I told myself, I can talk. So that is how I saw the difference between myself and other people. To be a very, very understanding person and to understand people, to be someone who is kind to others, because you never know what the other person is going through, and also to persevere through all the hardships that I face. So in Kenya, we have different types of deafness. We have people who develop deafness after communication. That is postlingual deafness. So you get judged. Why? Because you are trying to join the deaf community, and the deaf community will judge you. And then they think that you're faking your deafness. But in reality, you are a deaf person. That's because you can be able to communicate. That doesn't mean you're faking your deafness. So you find people who used to judge me a lot, and it was very difficult. And also in Kenya, in the education area, you find that people who are deaf, many people have no university degrees. So because you have the highest qualification of education, you get judged from it. They feel like you're fake. You joined their community as a fake person. One moment is that I remember I applied for a job, and then this job needed a deaf person. So sometimes I talk. Remember, I am deaf, yes, because my family also doesn't know sign language. So I grew up with people who are hearing. So when I'm with the deaf community, I communicate using sign language. So with this job, you must be fully deaf. The problem is you get judged. They want someone who is like fully deaf, someone who know KSL fully. That is Kenyan Sign Language. Uh, and I used signed exact English to communicate. So that time I got judged. I felt bad, and also up to now, I'm also trying to hide my voice because I feel like my voice becomes a barrier. Even where I work right now, I never use my voice until I go back home. That's when I am able to use. I think I've seen deaf women and also girls in Kenya, uh, how they grow up without a lot of information, so they get misinformed. So one of my values is to change that culture, maybe to help girls and women when they are growing. One reason, that's why I think I wanted to participate in the Miss Deaf, because I have goals and values that I want to implement in the deaf community. First of all, I could not believe that I won the competition, because that time I was not really interested. I remember, yes, I applied for the competition, And that time, when we arrived at the venue, I had doubts. I remember I gave up. And then my friend told me to continue, not to give up, because I thought, the same people who judged me before, how will they judge me now? So I never expected to win at that moment. So I just went there to show myself, to prove that sometimes it's better to try something than to give up. But in the end, that the feeling of winning was the best. So I'm a queen. Yeah, and you know what a queen does? A queen controls her own kingdom. So now I know I can be able to do that. First of all, I understand the challenges that one has to go through. You know, maybe you have challenges like in the social life, like in education, like in the health sector, everything to do with life. So I understand the situation every day, the challenges that the deaf community goes through. So you try to come up with a solution on how you can be able to help the deaf community, maybe to have a sustainable life. I want them to see themselves as strong people who can be able to do anything, whatever they start, or whatever they set their minds to, they can be able to do it. And also, they should never allow anyone to tell them, you cannot do this. Never allow anyone, not even themselves, that becoming deaf after communication, postlingual deafness, does not mean that you're faking your deafness. We have different levels of deafness. So before we judge other people, you need to understand them first. And remember, the change starts with us. Because if we judge each other, then we can never grow together. So we first need to change our mindsets, because through these competitions we show that deaf people can. Normally we get judged, the hearing community judge us. So you show yourself, show the world that you can. It's like saying, disability is not inability. You can have a disability, yes, you can be deaf, but you can do anything, whatever you set your mind to. In the area of femicide, we have seen a lot of things happening. It's still continuing up to now. So in femicide, you find that maybe women advocate. Have you ever seen a deaf person advocating out there? I've never seen a deaf company advocating, but we want to see the deaf themselves advocating for themselves, not deaf companies advocating. So I want to see those women who go through those challenges. Um, Someone who gets assaulted, for example, they should get stand up for themselves, come out and advocate for themselves, not someone else voicing their challenges. In the deaf culture, for the visibility, I want the world to understand that deaf people, like I said before, judging someone is not always a good thing. You need to understand someone first. So the deaf culture uh, is like spreading awareness to the world so that the world can understand, breaking the communication barrier. So I'm so stressed, but I have someone who has my back. Ellie told me to not worry. He's going to support me through the journey.